Are you tired of the crowds in Rome? Completely over the tourist traps in Venice? Well, what if I told you there's a whole other side of Italy that most travelers will never get to see? An Italy of silent, glassy lakes, of medieval towns literally carved into cliffsides, and of coastlines so stunning you'll wonder how they ever stayed secret. After spending months exploring just about every corner of this incredible country, we've found the spots that fly way under the radar. In this video, we're taking you to the 10 most beautiful secret places in Italy. From serene alpine lakes to hidden coastal gems, these are the places that will show you the country's true, untouched beauty. So, if you're ready to ditch the crowds and discover the real Italy, you're in the right place. Let's kick things off with number 10. Number 10, Lake Bolsena, Lazio. Kicking off our list at number 10, we start in the Lazio region. It's not far from Rome, but it feels like a completely different universe. This is Lake Bolsena, Europe's largest volcanic lake. Forget the packed-out shores of the famous lakes up north. Bolsena offers a calm, almost spiritual tranquility. The water here is unbelievably clear, perfect for a swim on a hot afternoon, and the shoreline is dotted with charming, down-to-earth towns. The main town, also named Bolsena, is a fantastic maze of medieval streets climbing up to the imposing Rocca Monaldeschi, a castle with panoramic views of the shimmering water. Here's a little tip. Rent a small boat and head out to the middle of the lake. You'll find two small islands, Bisantina and Martana, both steeped in history and legend. From the water, you really get a sense of the immense, quiet scale of this volcanic caldera. It's the perfect, peaceful start to our tour of Italy's hidden treasures. Number 9, Serrano and Savona, Tuscany. At number 9, we're journeying to a corner of Tuscany that most people miss entirely. Put aside the rolling hills of Chianti for a second and get ready for something a bit more dramatic. Welcome to Serrano and Savona, two ancient towns carved straight into tufa, a soft volcanic rock. Serrano, especially, is an atmospheric marvel. It looks less like it was built and more like it was sculpted right out of the cliff, with houses and cellars stacked on top of one another in a way that just seems to defy gravity. Getting lost in its narrow, winding alleys feels like you've genuinely stepped back into the Middle Ages. Nearby, Savona is smaller but just as magical, a perfectly preserved medieval village with an incredible Etruscan necropolis. The real magic, though, is in the Vai Cave, a network of ancient roads the Etruscans cut deep into the rock thousands of years ago. Walking through these sunken pathways, with their towering, moss-covered walls, is an experience you won't ever forget. Number 8, Valsugana and Lake Levico, Trentino. For number 8, we're heading north into the breathtaking alpine landscapes of Trentino. While the Dolomites get all the attention, the nearby Valsugana Valley has stayed a peaceful haven for anyone who loves nature. This valley is a paradise of epic hikes, dense forests, and pristine mountain lakes, and its crown jewel is Lake Levico. Shaped almost like a fjord, Lake Levico is famous for its therapeutic thermal waters and incredible clarity, earning it the coveted Blue Flag Award for cleanliness. Unlike its bigger, more crowded neighbors, Levico has quiet beaches and a feeling of profound calm. You can spend your days kayaking on the crystal clear water, hiking the trails around the lake, or just relaxing on the shore with the Liguori Mountains as your backdrop. For a real local vibe, try to visit in the autumn when the forests explode in a blaze of color. This is the Italian Alps at their most pure and undisturbed. Number 7, Asolo, Veneto. Coming in at number 7 is a place so gorgeous it was nicknamed the City of 100 Horizons. Tucked away in the rolling hills of the Veneto region, not too far from Venice, Asolo is a romantic, fortified hill town that's been inspiring poets, writers, and artists for centuries. As you wander through its arcaded streets, you'll find artisan shops, charming cafes, and a medieval castle that serves up staggering views of the plains and distant mountains. The beauty of Asolo isn't just its architecture, it's the whole vibe. It's a place that just invites you to slow down, to sit in the main square with a glass of local prosecco, and just watch the world go by. Pro tip: visit on the second Sunday of the month. The town hosts a fantastic antiques market that fills the historic streets with treasures and life. It's a town that has truly mastered the art of living well. Number 6, Lake Iseo, Lombardy. At number 6, we're heading back to Italy's famous Lake District, but we're visiting a lake that's somehow kept a low profile despite being absolutely beautiful: Lake Iseo. Sandwiched between the more famous Lake Como and Lake Garda, Iseo gives you a more authentic and quiet Italian lake experience. The scenery here is just as dramatic, with steep mountains plunging into deep blue water, but the atmosphere is way more relaxed and down to earth. The real star of the show is Monte Isola, the largest inhabited lake island in Europe, sitting right in the middle of the lake. It's totally car-free, you can only get there by ferry, and it's covered in walking and cycling paths that wind through old fishing villages. Rent a bike and ride around the whole island, stopping for lunch at a lakeside trattoria for some of the freshest fish you will ever eat. It's this mix of stunning nature and authentic, slow-paced life that makes Lake Iseo a true hidden gem. Alright, if you're enjoying this little tour of Italy's secret spots and maybe adding a few to your bucket list, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you want more travel guides that take you off the beaten path, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what we've got coming up. Your support lets us keep finding and sharing these incredible places with you. Now, let's get to our top 5. Number 5, Pitigliano, Tuscany. Cracking our top 5, at number 5, we have one of the most visually stunning towns in all of Italy, Pitigliano. Perched dramatically on a sheer tufa cliff, this Tuscan town looks like it grew right out of the rock. It's a view that will literally stop you in your tracks. Pitigliano is famously known as Little Jerusalem because of its long and rich Jewish history. The ancient Jewish quarter, with its synagogue, kosher butcher, and bakery, is a fascinating and moving part of town to explore. But the magic is everywhere. As you get lost in its maze of stone alleyways, you'll suddenly pop out onto little overlooks with panoramic views of the wild Maremma countryside. Underneath the town, a network of cellars and tunnels is carved into the rock, which only adds to its mystery. Pitigliano is just a masterpiece of human ingenuity and a living museum of history, culture, and drama. Number 4, Muradia and Acquafredda, Basilicata. For number 4, we're heading way down south to the Basilicata region, to a stretch of coast often called the secret alternative to the Amalfi Coast. This is Muradia, the pearl of the Tyrrhenian Sea. While the Amalfi gets all the fame and the crowds, Muradia has the same dramatic cliffs, sparkling blue water, and winding coastal roads, but with way fewer people. The coastline here is a gorgeous string of small coves and hidden beaches, and you can only get to a lot of them by boat. Watching over it all from the top of Monte San Biagio is a massive statue of Christ the Redeemer, a lot like the one in Rio, offering jaw-dropping views. A few kilometers north is the tiny village of Acquafredda, a picture-perfect seaside spot with colorful houses nestled right between the mountains and the sea. This is southern Italian coastal beauty at its most raw and untamed. Number 3, Canale di Tenno, Trentino. For our number 3 spot, we're back in the mountains of Trentino, not far from Lake Garda, to visit a place that feels like it's been perfectly frozen in time. This is Canale di Tenno, a flawlessly preserved medieval mountain village. It's officially listed as one of Italy's most beautiful villages, and walking into Canale honestly feels like stepping onto a movie set. Its narrow cobblestone streets, ancient stone houses, and vaulted passageways create an atmosphere of pure medieval charm. The village has been a haven for artists for years, all drawn here by its rustic beauty and the incredible light. And just a short walk from the village is another treasure, the impossibly turquoise Lake Tenno, a small, vibrant gem that's perfect for a refreshing swim after you're done exploring. Canale di Tenno is tiny, but it leaves a huge impression. It's a place of deep peace and simple, rustic beauty, a true portal to another time. Number 2, Cerolo and Nomana, Marche. Our runner-up, at number 2, takes us to a region that is shockingly overlooked by most travelers, La Marche. Here, on the Adriatic coast, you'll find the spectacular Canero Regional Park, a nature reserve where dramatic white limestone cliffs plunge straight into a turquoise sea. Tucked right into the heart of this park are the twin seaside towns of Cerolo and Nomana. Cerolo, with its charming medieval center, sits perched on a cliff, offering these breathtaking balcony views over the coast below. From here, you can get to some of the most beautiful beaches in all of Italy, like the famous Due Sorelle, or Two Sisters, beach, named for two sea stacks that rise out of the water. Nomana has a slightly more relaxed, seaside resort feel, with a lovely port and long, clean beaches. The mix of fragrant pine forests, stark white cliffs, and crystal clear water makes this stretch of coast completely unforgettable. Seriously, have you ever even heard of this place? It's a side of the Adriatic you never knew existed. Number 1, Lake Orta, Piedmont. And now, for our number 1 secret spot, the most beautiful hidden place in Italy. We're going back to the Lake District one last time, to a place that lives in the shadow of its famous neighbors, but for our money, it outshines them all. This is Lake Orta in Piedmont. Often called the most romantic of the Italian lakes, Orta is a jewel of quiet and understated elegance. The water is like glass, reflecting the lush green hills and the snow-capped Alps in the distance. The main town, Orta San Giulio, is a masterpiece of cobbled lanes and pastel-colored buildings that all lead to the enchanting Piazza Matta right on the waterfront. But the real soul of the lake is the mystical island of San Giulio, which sits silently in the water just offshore. A quick boat ride takes you to this island, home to a Benedictine monastery and a path known as the Way of Silence. Walking this path, with the water lapping at the shore and the ancient basilica towering above you, is a deeply moving experience. It's this magical, almost spiritual atmosphere, combined with its breathtaking beauty, that makes Lake Orta our #1 most beautiful secret place in Italy. So, there you have it, 10 incredible places that prove there's so much more to Italy than what you see on the postcards. From the volcanic lakes of Lazio to the secret coastlines of Basilicata and the silent beauty of Lake Orta, a different kind of Italy is out there, waiting for anyone willing to look past the obvious. Now we'd love to hear from you. Which of these secret spots are you adding to your travel list? Or maybe you have a hidden Italian gem of your own that you're willing to share. Drop it in the comments below, we love reading your suggestions. For more adventures that take you off the beaten path, be sure to check out our other videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey.